Thank you very much. A couple of great guests with us. Retired Major General Lou MacKenzie is here. Good morning, sir. How are you?
My great pleasure.
Marion King is here, the coordinator of Izzy Doll Ottawa. Marion, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
I know you guys have a fantastic day ahead of you, as do many others. It's called In the Mood for Peace. It's happening out in Perth. It's also the name of this book.
That's right.
Right? Tell me what's going on in Perth today.
Today we're recognizing all those people that that create these dolls, knit them, distribute them, collect them, coordinators like Marion here in Ottawa. But just very quickly, the doll originated after Corporal Mark Isfield, rest his soul, was killed in '94.
Right.
And in actual fact, before he was killed, his mother would send him these dolls. He was working in Croatia. And he would hand them out to kids, Serb, Muslim, Croat, you know, Canadians couldn't care less about what the background was. They needed a doll.
Right.
And then the word went out after Carol's untimely death in 2007, and they started knitting these dolls all across Canada. My charity, iCross, has now sent over 1.2 million of these dolls as packing material with medical supplies.
You don't use bubble wrap anymore. You
no
use
more bubble wrap, no.
Dolls.
And there are times when these dolls go to terminally ill children, and when they're buried with the doll. That's their only material possession in various countries in Africa.
This started with a case just like that, where a young girl, where a doll was found.
Doll was found in a ruins of a house.
Right.
And he brought the picture home to his mother and said, I wonder where the little girl is that hasn't got a doll. And she took from that idea to make dolls.
Yeah.
And she made them with crochet, but most of these are made with knitting.
You carry one around.
Yeah,
right?
I'm proud to, along with Marion, to have one of the, see the cover of the book?
Yes.
One of the original sort of designs.
And Carol did these.
Yeah.
Herself, And the family, her and her husband, became very, very important to the Canadian initiative to ban anti-personnel landmines. They were involved right up to and including national level.
Right.
And her greatest, I guess her greatest day was having Paul McCartney put his arm around her.
Yeah.
That's right. That's yeah, I remember that story as well.
And there is a statue created in Calgary, I believe, that is a soldier passing a child a doll.
Yeah. Now, this is not limited anymore to the military, because it's spread across, and as you mentioned, through the internet and so on. It's spread across the world in various forms.
Yes,
like doctors are taking them to different areas and so on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, one shipment went to the tsunami.
Yeah.
The Haiti has them. And as I've told you, Dr. Leonard has them on his Orbis plane, and Dr. Lebeau takes them to Nicaragua,
where he does skin repair and so on. Right?
These are packing.
Yeah. Who's making the dolls now?
Just any.
A lot of volunteers.
Actually, most of these dolls were made by Orchard View ladies in Manotick.
Right.
It's a senior residence there. And one of the women's nephew, actually from Nova Scotia, he saw the pattern and he thought maybe this would be a good thing to get them working on. So the 100 of these dolls came from Orchard View.
Isn't that
amazing?
And
they just like little knitting machines out there. I'm just all the time going to pick them up.
Retired Sergeant Billy Wilbon, who's our CEO and created iCross, International Community for the Relief of Starvation and Suffering. Thank God we have an acronym, iCross. I mean, you can't get in his garage out in British Columbia. I mean, he just receives hundreds and hundreds and thousands of
people
these.
just making them.
Yeah, making them and sending them in, and as a result of coordinators and hard workers, like Marion. And then we have Shirley O'Connell from Perth, who's the national coordinator.
And that's one of the reasons why you're going to Perth today.
That's right.
Yeah.
To celebrate this day.
What an initiative. And like you and I were discussing earlier, it seems to me that it could only be Canadians who come up with this. Just because of our, I think, of our nature and the way we go about our business.
Well, there's a characteristic I've seen over my 9 sort of tours in war zones. What impacts Canadian soldiers more than anything are the way kids are treated or not treated.
Right.
I mean, they're just, as soon as we arrived in Cyprus in 1965, for God's sake, that far ago, soldiers went out and found an orphanage, you know, and the generator wasn't working. They got the generator working. They repaired the roof type of thing. We've done that in probably about 20 countries around the world, including Afghanistan. It's And in fact, some of the PTSD, the genuine, serious PTSD, is a result of of seeing what's happening to kids.
Exactly.
Not the enemy or friendlies, but happening to the kids.
It's a day of celebration in Perth today. In the Mood for Peace is what it's called. I want to thank you both for dropping by, and especially I want to thank you for the work that you do in this regard, and others like you, Marion, who work so hard at this and have such a passion for this, that you're the ones who keep it alive. You're the ones that make these things grow. And we want you to know that we really appreciate what you do.
Thank you very much.
And your
Great
charity
work.
is awesome
Great work.
too. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for
Cheers.
coming. Cheers.
Pleasure.
Have a great day. Thanks, Marion. Thank you very much. Look at those lovely dolls. Hey?